my best friend. Her name is Francia. She said, no, I'm absolutely getting tested. So within 3 days, she went to go do it and she was a match. And it was one of those moments where I felt watched over. I know I was so.
Somebody to do that was really difficult for me. She volunteered and did it, and let alone somebody wanting to volunteer, it is incredibly difficult.
Now, can we please talk about Selena Gomez's wedding for a second? Because yeah, it was stunning. It was luxurious. It was the event of the year. But something about it just didn't sit right with fans. Selena and Benny Blanco tied the knot in Santa Barbara, surrounded by candlelit tables, roses everywhere, and a guest list that looked straight out of Hollywood's dream lineup. Taylor Swift, Ed Sheeran, Martin Short, Nina Dobrev, basically every A-lister you could imagine showed up looking camera ready. But hold on, there's one name that had everyone side-eyeing the situation. Where was Francia Raisa? You know, the same Francia who literally donated one of her kidneys to Selena back in 2017. That's not just friendship. That's a once-in-a-lifetime kind of loyalty. Fans online were losing it, saying things like, how could Selena not invite the woman who saved her life? People expected to see Francia front row with tears in her eyes, not missing entirely from the biggest moment of Selena's life. So now everyone's wondering, was this just an innocent oversight, or is there still tension brewing behind the scenes? Because let's be honest, skipping out on the person who gave you a whole organ doesn't look good, no matter how glam your wedding is. Yeah, people had questions, and not just petty ones either. It's not even about feeling entitled to an invite. It's about respect and history. Because when you publicly call Taylor Swift your only real friend in the industry, while the woman who literally went under the knife to save your life is sitting at home watching your wedding photos go viral, that hits different. Fans couldn't help but feel like this wedding just confirmed what many have whispered for years, that the once unbreakable bond between Selena and Francia never truly healed. And get this, the timing couldn't have been messier. Just days before the wedding, Francia Raisa did an interview with Magali Ortiz. And let's just say the vibes were tense. When asked if she felt upset or disgusted about Selena smoking and drinking after the kidney transplant, Francia didn't go off like people expected. Nope, she played it cool, but her tone said everything. She replied, "What you're asking me is nonsense. There are too many rumors. I've never said anything. Boom! Short, sharp, and loaded with meaning." Basically, Francia was saying she's done with the drama, tired of people twisting her words. But notice, she never denied that something actually went down. Then she added that she never heard about those rumors of being mad about Selena's habits, which sounded chill on the surface, but you could feel the frost underneath. Fans online were quick to point out how her calm response felt like the ultimate shade, like she wasn't angry, just over it. And when you connect that energy to her missing the wedding, yeah, people are convinced there's way more to this story than anyone's admitting. On the surface, Francia sounded calm, but that tone, the way she said, "I've never said anything," felt like she was biting her tongue. You could practically feel the tension through the screen. And when the interviewer tried to push for more tea, Francia shut it down real quick, saying, "One day, maybe we'll address it." That single line sent chills through people online because the way she said it didn't sound like peace or forgiveness. For those who might not remember or were too young back then, back in 2017, Selena Gomez was literally fighting for her life. She was battling lupus, and her health took such a dark turn that doctors told her she needed a kidney transplant immediately. This wasn't just a scary diagnosis. This was life or death. And out of everyone in her circle, it was Francia Raisa who stepped up and said, "I'll do it." That's loyalty on a whole different level. Selena even shared that emotional moment with the world, posting hospital photos of the two of them holding hands in their gowns, connected by love and IV tubes. She called Francia her beautiful friend and said she had given her the ultimate gift. At that time, they weren't just besties. They were bonded like sisters. Francia didn't just help her recover, she gave her a second chance at life. But somewhere between all that love and gratitude, something shifted. By 2022, the warmth between them had gone cold, the smiles were gone, and the public started to notice. What could have possibly turned a life-saving sisterhood into silent tension and public shade? Then came the Rolling Stone interview that flipped everything upside down. Selena sat down and casually dropped what's now one of her most controversial quotes ever, saying her only friend in the industry was Taylor Swift. And instantly, the internet exploded. People were like, wait, hold on, what about the woman who literally gave you a kidney? Francia saw that quote, typed a single word under a post, interesting, and then deleted it. But oh, that one word said everything. Fans didn't need a long statement. Francia's interesting spoke volumes. It was cold, sharp, and screamed, there's more to this story. Social media went wild, connecting dots, pulling receipts, and reliving every past photo of the two. It was like watching a friendship unravel in real time. The reaction online? Brutal! One fan posted, not inviting someone who gave you one of their organs to your wedding, let alone it being a friend, is just diabolical. Another comment that blew up read, Selena is ungrateful. Why didn't she ask her mom, dad, sister, or even a cousin before Francia? Shame on her. She's alive because of that woman and should have shown her gratitude with loyalty, or at least an invite. People weren't holding back. And honestly, no matter whose side you're on, the optics were rough. Whether Selena and Francia actually fought or just drifted apart, the way it looked from the outside screamed ungrateful. Fans kept asking, did fame change Selena? Did the Hollywood spotlight make her forget the people who stood by her before the glitz and glam? Or was their friendship never as genuine as it once seemed? Because one thing's for sure, this story left everyone questioning who Selena really keeps close when the cameras turn off. When fans started accusing Selena of shading Francia, she tried to clean it up, but it totally backfired. Under a TikTok calling her out, Selena jumped into the comments and wrote, sorry I didn't mention every person I know. That response? Yeah, it didn't help at all. People read it as pure sarcasm, like she was brushing off the one person who literally gave her an organ. Instead of softening the drama, it poured gasoline right on it. And the thing is, it's not just about forgetting to mention Francia. Fans say it's a pattern. Selena's always had this reputation for being sweet, humble, and oh so grateful. But when you look closer at how she treats the people closest to her, the math isn't always mathing. Even after Francia sacrificed her kidney, rumors swirled that Selena had gone back to drinking and smoking. And that's when things started spiraling all over again. But this time, it wasn't just online chatter. In 2023, Francia's own dad, Renan Almendarez Coelho, went on a Spanish talk show and spilled everything. He basically confirmed what fans had been whispering for years. According to him, Francia actually confronted Selena about her lifestyle after the transplant. And the conversation did not go well. He claimed Selena's attitude had changed, like fame and money had gotten to her head, and that Francia felt completely betrayed. He even said his daughter straight up told Selena, I didn't give you a kidney so you could go out and drink. That line hit the internet like a bombshell. It was raw, it was real, and it stuck with people. Because how do you come back from that? No matter how calm and polished Selena looks on social media, those closest to her keep hinting that things aren't as picture perfect as she wants everyone to believe. So now fans are wondering, was Selena's apology just damage control? Or is there really a side of her that only her inner circle gets to see? Now, Francia never confirmed what her dad said, but she didn't deny it either. And let's be real, that silence spoke louder than any interview ever could. It just made everything look even messier. To make it worse, Francia has been brutally honest about how harsh Selena's fanbase can be. Back in 2023, she opened up and admitted she'd been getting bullied nonstop ever since the whole kidney drama got dragged back into the spotlight. People have been flooding her comments, calling her ungrateful or jealous, which is just wild. Because let's not forget, she's the one who gave up an organ. It's like she can't win. If she speaks up, people call her bitter. If she stays quiet, they accuse her of throwing shade. No matter what she does, the internet twists it into something ugly. And honestly, that's probably the saddest part of all. While Selena's out here posting romantic selfies with her new husband and living her best life, Francia's still out here defending herself for saving someone's life. But what a lot of people don't realize is that Francia has been quietly fighting her own battles behind the scenes. Recently, she opened up on TikTok and shared something deeply personal. She was diagnosed with ADHD and chronic PTSD. She said, 3 months ago, I learned I have ADHD and chronic PTSD. Since then, I've been in intense therapy, learning, unlearning, and finally healing. That confession hit fans hard. She even revealed that dancing, something she once loved, had become a painful trigger after a tough breakup years ago. But now, she's reclaiming it. She's dancing again, and it's helping her heal. That moment showed a whole new side of Francia, a woman who's been through heartbreak, betrayal, and public scrutiny, yet still chooses to rise with grace and strength. And honestly, that broke so many hearts, because while Francia's out here trying to rebuild her life, one therapy session, one dance, one breath at a time, Selena's nowhere to be seen. The same woman who once held her hand in a hospital bed now seems completely absent. It's like their friendship did a full flip. When Selena needed help, Francia gave her a literal piece of herself. But now that Francia's the one in need of emotional support, Selena's gone silent, living her fairy tale life without looking back. When you lay everything out, it's tough to say who's really to blame. But let's be honest. On paper, Selena doesn't come out looking too great. She wouldn't even be here having this picture-perfect Santa Barbara wedding if Francia hadn't risked her own health for her. And no one's saying Selena owes her everything. Before the fans jump in, calm down. But there's such a thing as common courtesy. You'd think she could have at least set aside whatever drama went down between them and given Francia a seat at the wedding. Then again, it was Selena's big day. She's entitled to invite whoever she wants, and that's the truth. People might not like it, but it's her choice. Still, it leaves everyone wondering what kind of message that sends. And let's be fair, Francia's not totally innocent in this either. She's thrown a few silent jabs herself, subtle but sharp, especially on social media. Some say she's been a little possessive about the kidney, and maybe there's some truth to that. But honestly, can you really blame her? If you gave your best friend a whole organ and then got iced out of her life like it meant nothing, wouldn't you feel some type of way too? And let's be real. If you gave someone a whole organ and then saw them out partying, drinking, and smoking again, you'd feel some type of way too. But here's the tricky part. Selena never asked for that kidney. She didn't beg, she accepted it out of love and gratitude, but she never promised to turn into a perfect saint afterwards. So maybe both of them are right in their own ways. One's acting out of hurt, the other out of guilt, and neither knows how to bridge that gap anymore. The saddest part, instead of healing behind the scenes, their story became a headline. And that's what cuts deep. Selena's always been seen as this sweet, down-to-earth girl who preaches about kindness, empathy, and mental health. But when you really look at how she moves, the quiet fallouts, the friends who suddenly disappear, it makes people wonder if that kind girl image is more for the cameras than for real life. Because real kindness isn't just about long captions, emotional documentaries, or teary-eyed interviews. It's about loyalty. It's remembering the people who stood by you when you had nothing to give back. Whether she means to or not, Selena's actions have started making it look like she's outgrown the very people who helped her get to where she is today. And let's be honest, if Francia ever decides to finally speak her truth publicly, that perfect girl image Selena's been holding on to might not survive it. Things could get real messy real fast. So what do you guys think? Is this friendship gone for good, or could they ever make peace again? Don't forget to turn those notifications on and hit subscribe to NoFilter, since we drop the wildest, freshest celebrity gossip every single day. Like, share, comment, and I'll see you in the next one, right here at NoFilter.